Hello, my name is Sumanpreet Kaur and in this video we are going to discuss about the case study of Ha and MH. So I am going to explain the background of the case. So Ha claimed that a verbal agreement was made with the defender MH and regarding business transactions or deal. On the other hand, MH denied that there was a contract and disputed the claim that an enforceable contract had been agreed upon. So as a result, Ha filed a lawsuit to reinforce the aligned agreement, attempting to comply with aligned terms. So now court have to look after the core issues such as validity of the contract, whether the valid contract was actually formed between Ha and MH, and enforceability of terms, whether the contractual terms were enforceable and clear, and also underlining the obligations in the contract. What if anything were obligations under the aligned contracts? So this is a whole background of the course. Now my friend Harpreet will carry on for the discussion of this case.
Hello everyone, my name is Harpreet and now I will explain the key legal issues of our case. The prime key legal issue is existence of contract, in which both the parties have a knowledge about that the contract is valid or not. And the another thing is they have to agree with each other so that they can pass the contract with the assistance of court or by court, and they have to agree with each other without any particular changes in the contract. And it is essential to have a knowledge about the written rules and regulations of the contract. The another key legal issue is the certainty of contract. In this, both the parties have to knowledge about each other's contract. For instance, they have to know about each other's duties and work so that they can do their work effectively. The last key legal issue is enforceability of law. This is the most important key legal issue because it's only depend on the court, and this key legal issue is describe the importance of the rules and regulations which are already written in the contract, and it is essential to follow all the rules and regulations which are already written in the contract so that it will pass by the court and accurately. To conclude that if the parties are unable to meet all the requirements, then the court will not pass their contract, and it is unacceptable by the court. Thank you.
Simran here, as my other team members have discussed about factual background, key legal issues, and court reasoning. So I'm going to impart the information about court's decision. The first point, the court ruled in favor of HA, confirming that a valid contract existed. This means the court decided that HA was right in claiming that an agreement was made and should be enforced. Second, it found that HA made an offer, MH accepted, and both had a mutual intent to be legally bound. The third, although oral, the contract's terms were clear and enforceable. Even though there was no written agreement, the court determined that the key details were specific enough to be enforced. Next, the court determined that both parties exchanged considerations, making the agreement valid. Consideration refers to something of value exchanged between parties, for example, money, services, and goods. Next is contract was enforceable. If a contract is too unclear, a court cannot enforce it. In this case, the terms were defined well enough for the court to be interpret and apply them. As a result, MH was held accountable for failing to fulfill their obligations. Since MS did not follow through with their part of the agreement, the court ruled against them and made them responsible for their failure. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor. My name is Simran Bitkar and I'm from the team T. Today my topic is court reasoning, in which the first point is offer and acceptance. There must be a clear offer incorporating all essential elements related to the agreement, and there must be an unconditional acceptance mentioning the terms to the offer. In Canadian law of contracts, there is said to exist a meeting of the minds when both the parties agree to term of contract. Consideration can take the form of money, services, and other merits. Each of the parties must give to the other something of value. It can be money, services for the valid contract. The second one is clear terms. The court considers whether the term of the agreement were sufficiently clear to allow for enforcemently. The terms of a contract must be clear enough for the court to determine what parties have stipulated in the intended contract to be valid. But if the terms ambitious, then the make the contract enforcement level. Third point is evidence and witness, in which the court determine the credibility of both parties and consider whether or not the evidence supported the version. The judge centered on the clarity of terms and the intent in each party when they entered into the arrangement. In end, the court sought to determine whether an acceptation, consideration, and intent mutual contractual relationship were present. The determination on the clarity of the relevant terms is also considered, together with whether the evidence of the parties to prove their claims would lead to court to conclude on its enforceability.
Good morning to all. Myself Muskan Verma. Today I am here to tell you some legal principle. The first one is, what is contract? Contract is basically a written legal document which is enforced by the law. It is of four type. First one is offer, when one party proposes the specific term. The second one is the acceptance, when another party accepts that specific term. The third one is consideration, means the exchange of value, for example goods, money, service, etc. The fourth one is intentions to have a legal relation, when both parties agree to have a written legal document, that is contract. The second one is certainty of term. It is not necessary that everything should be written. There must be some certainty, clarity between both the parties to have the contract. Otherwise, many disputes and misunderstandings arise from both of them. The third one is the verbal agreement. It is not necessary that everything should be written. There are some verbal agreement also, and the court focus on the factors such as emails, messages from Instagram, Twitters, to enforce the law and give the obligations and rights of both the parties. Thank you and have a good day.
Hello, my name is Simranjit Kaur. Now I'm going to discuss about consequences for the future cases. First one is the oral contracts, enforceable if there is clear evidence of the mutual intent. Otherwise, they remain unsupported claims. My second point is contract certainty. Courts require clear and definite terms. Vague agreements are not enforceable. Last but not the least, business and personal agreements. Clarity is crucial in all agreements, whether oral or written, and lack of written documentation does not automatically nullify the obligations. Last one is conclusion. Ruling in HAVMH 2004 SKQB 34, oral contracts can be enforced if supported by strong evidence of the mutual assent and clear terms. Key takeaway: contracts must be clear and definite for enforceability, ensuring both parties understood their obligations. Thank you.